Hi, today we're going to talk about Leopold and Lobe. Um, then you're probably wondering, who are they? Well, they become kind of the first celebrity killers of the 20th century, and they set a pattern for this interface between justice and media that gives us kind of reality television and all the distortions and perversions of what's going on in our lives. These were very intelligent, super intelligent young men who were at the ages of 18 and 19 completing college and ready to go off to law school and they were very rich. But they decide something. They take something which for most students is theoretical, Nietzsche, and beliefs about supermen, and they convert that into this because of all kinds of reasons, including overactive sex drives, and they convert it into a series of progressively more violent crimes. It starts off with starting little fires, and then it ends up with burning vacant warehouses, and it finally reaches the level that to get the kick and to prove their superiority to everyone else by breaking the rules and doing what they want, they have to commit a murder, and that is the murder of a 14-year-old boy who is somehow related to one of them, who is a distant relative of one of them. And they almost get away with it, except for the kind of thing that you think only happens in detective novels. One of the killers drops his eyeglasses where they left the body. And these are not any kind of eyeglasses. Because you were wealthy, these are extremely specialized frames, very expensive frames with a particular prescription. And guess how long it takes the police to find the person those glasses belong to. Now what happens then is, of course, that Clarence Darrow, one of the greatest lawyers of the 20th century, enters the case and defends them. But we don't get a murder trial. He very carefully pleads them out and mounts a defense of trying to limit the penalty. And he says that these boys are 18 and 19 and that no person under the age of 21 has ever been sentenced to the death penalty, and he argues that they shouldn't be. But he also does something else. He puts society in trial. He says they didn't make up these ideas, like the ideas about the Superman and the ideas about how superior people could defy the rules, that these are things that they were taught in their college, and that the entire society that built these universities and supported them and sent children off to these places had to take a part of the responsibility for the crimes that they had committed. Darrow then, in a brief way, put society on trial, a trial that in many ways has never adjourned. And it worked. The judge sentenced them not to death, but to life plus 99 years. And then the next controversy became over, as it always is with lawyers, Darrow's fee. The press began to suggest that Darrow would get $1 million from the boys' parents for saving them from the death penalty. Darrow denied that he wanted $1 million fee. He instead decided to submit his fee to arbitration to the local bar association, and he ended up getting about $100,000, which in the 1920s was an enormous amount of money. And so we have all the elements that we've grown used to in celebrity killings. We have the press very actively examining every aspect of a crime. We have society being put on trial. We have the celebrity lawyer, the enormous fee, the sense in the public generally that yes, well maybe some of this was right, but that justice was being perverted. But the most lasting thing that happened in this trial is it began to take the focus off of individual responsibility and put the focus on all these generalized societal factors. And it wasn't a case of where we were looking at maybe defects in the individual or particularities about the crime, but it puts us into judging people as members of the class and judging events as part of a societal historic process, and it changes American law forever.